Hi, everybody. Oh, man. Here we are. And here Shabbat is again to hold us. So sing with me and with all of you as we enter into this remarkable period. We're holding and containing and faith are so important. Higalena, hold us now, Yah, in this sukkah of peace. Gale, 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 na, ufros, fros, chavivi, alai. Sing, alai, et sukkach, et sukkah. Sukkot Shlomecha Gale, gale, gale Nam Ufros, fros chavivi alai, alai, hey etzu kan, oh etzu kan, this great shelter of yours. Protect each and every one of your children. Everyone be safe. Hey, gale, gale, sing with me, everyone. Na, ufros, chavivi. Spread your love on this place. Oh, it's sukkah, sukkah. This sheltered place of wholeness and peace. Shabbat is here. Such a blessing, a bracha, everyone. Just take a moment to find where you are at this moment. You know, we light candles before Shabbat begins. What's alive in you right now? Take a breath. It's so beautiful to be davening with you, Maya. As you take us into Kabbalat Shabbat with the music of and the words of our ancestors.
Let's sing. L'chuderanena l'Adonai Nariya l'tzor yishenu Nekadmafana in song, in song, let us celebrate in song. I am like a dog. Arba'im Shana Akutz Bedor Va'omar Am Toei Levavem Vehem Lo Yadu Derachai Asher Nishbati Be'apim Yevon El Menuchasi.
Ladonai, Shiu Ladonai, Kol Haaretz, Shiu Ladonai, Baruch Shemo, Vasu miyom layom, Yeshuato Sapnu Agoyim, Echol Ha'amim, Nifleot, Ki Gadol Adonai, Umulal Me'or, Close your eyes, everyone. Let's take the page down. Everybody just sing. Arnie, where's Barbara? Hey, la la la, hey, la 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 la, oh la la la, hey la la la, hey la 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 la, hey la. Jonathan, come on up. Here we go, Jonathan. Clap your hands. Here we go. Oh, ay, 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 ay. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, Jamie, let me hear your voice. Here you go. Hey, 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 yeah. Hey, la, la, na, na, na. Hey, la, 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 la. Hey, la, la, la. Hey, la, la, la. Hey, la, 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 la. Jack David, here we go. Oh, hi, 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 oh, hi, hi, la, hey, hi, hey, la, shake off the week, everybody. Keep breathing, moving, joy through your body as your heart opens. Hi, la, 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 hey, la, la, oh. If you are able, please rise for Psalm 29. Morning, David.
Mizmor leDavid, Avul Adonai b'Ne'elim, Avul Adonai, Kavod va'oz, Avul Adonai, Kevod Shemo Yishtachavu Adonai ve'Hadrat Kodesh, Kol Adonai Kol Adonai Bakoach Kol Adonai Be'adar Kol Adonai Shover Arazim Ve'Shaver Adonai Et Arzei Albanon. Let our praise shatter them. Hai dai dai Kol Adonai Choy Hai dai Hai dai dai Hai dai dai Hai dai dai Hai do Kol Adonai Yachot Lavotish Kol Adonai Yachil Mibar Yachil Adonai Midbar Kadesh Kol Adonai Cholel Hayalos Ve'ayechesof Ye'arot Uveichalo Kulo Omer Kavod Adonai Lamavul Yashav Yishev Adonai Melech Le'olam Adonai Oz Le'amo Yiten Adonai Yevarech Et Amo V'Shalom Hirai Ramai Hai Rai Rai Hai Rai Rai Ro Hirai Ramai Rai 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 Hai Rai Rai Hamai Rai Rai Hai Rai 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 Hamai Rai Rai Hai Rai Rai Hamai Rai Hamai Rai Rai Hamai Rai Rai Hai Rai Rai Hirai Ramai Hamai Rai Hamai Rai Rai Hamai Rai Rai Hai Hamai Hai Hai Ro Hamai Rai Rai Hai Ro Hamai Rai Rai Hai Rai Rai Hai Rai 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 Hai Yo Hamai Rai Rai Hai Rai Hai Rai Hamai Rai Rai Hai 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 Yo Hirai Hamai Hamai Rai Hamai Rai Hamai Rai Rai Hai Hamai Hai Rai Rai Yai Ram Bai Hamai Hai Rai Adonai Oz Le'amo Yitein. Strength, strength, moving from strength to strength. Ana bekoach gedulat yemincha tatir tzurura kabel rinas amecha Sagvenu taharenu nora Nagibor nar sheyechudcha Keva v'shomrem Ayvarchem taharem racham etokecha Tamid gamlem Haychai asin kadosh Berov tuvecha Nael adatecha Yachid gei Le'am chafenei Zachrei Kedushatecha Shavaseinu kabel Ushematzakatenu Yodei atalumos Yodei atalumos Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuso Le'olam Va'ed
If your eyes are not already closed, I invite you to close your eyes. If you can, just to take 2 minutes now, just to more deeply become present in, right here, right now. There's so many things that are pulling. There might be people literally pulling at you. There might be, right? There might be some news or some other things that are going on that are pulling you in various directions. I just invite you to really gently and really easily bring awareness to the present moment. Just a simple turn of where you place your focus. And just noticing the body, your body, from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet, scanning with effortless effort, just ever so slightly, with just awareness, just meeting different parts of you and inviting that part to soften, to release, to maybe be supported. And to tell your shoulders and the middle of your back and your ribs and the belly and all of you, just to let the chair hold you. The chair that is being held itself by the floor and by, this crazy globe, this sphere that is spinning and moving, and amidst all of that, there is the being held now by time and by space, and being held now by words and by music, and being held now by ideas and principles, and being held now by Shabbat. This Shabbat itself, an infinite fractal of the thing beyond all that is Shabbat everywhere. And the call to rest, the call to stop, the call to live with our eyes wide open and our hearts soft. As you breathe, this radical assertion of your will to take in life, to not take more than what you can hold, and to practice letting it go as you take in again and release. Every breath cycle an act of faith. This day is called God's exhale. God's faith in us that we will continue to partner in bringing about a world Shekulo Shabbat, a world of peace and equality and justice and goodness and compassion. As you too exhale, and maybe in a moment as you open eyes, and as heart stays open, maybe also the face, the Pnei Shabbat, this face of Shabbat also might open slightly too. As you allow a gentle little half crease to your mouth, what the great Vietnamese Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh would say, the half smile. A gentle Pnei Shabbat, the face of Shabbat, as you smile with your eyes. And find the words of our ancestors, if you'd like to open your eyes, on the page in front of you. Lecha Dodi Ikra לקראת כלה.
Hayday.
בני שבת נקבלה לך דודי
Lechadodi.
לקראת כלה.
Likras kala.
בני שבת נקבלה שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד השמיענו אל המיוחד אדוני אחד ושמו אחד לשמו תפארת ולתהילה לך דודי
Lechadodi.
לקראת כלה
Likras kala.
לעיני שבת נקבלה.
Likras Shabbat lechuvenecha ki mekor haberacha merosh mikadem nesucha sof maseh b'machshava techila lecha dodi
לך דודי
Likras kala
לקראת כלה
B'nei Shabbos nekabela lecha dodi
לך דודי
likras kala
לקראת כלה
B'nei Shabbos nekabela
מקדש מלך יהיה מלוכה קומי שאי מתוך אפיך רב לך שבס וימך בך והוא יחמון עלייכם לך דודי
lecha dodi
מכאן כלה
likras kala
בעיני שבת נקבלה.
He.
די די לי לי די 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 לי
תפארתך מעל יד בן ישי ויסלח מכל באל נפשי גאלה לך דודי
דודי
לקראת כלה
לקראת כלה
פני שבת נקבלה
He sorry, arise, arise, wake up, right, kumi uri, 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 shir da beiri kevon, Adonai, alayich egla lechan dodi,
lecha dodi
ikran kala.
likras kala
Echenei Shabbos nekabela lecha dodi
lecha dodi
mikras kala
likras kala
Echenei Shabbos nekabela Romemu, please rise. Boi v'shalom materet ba'ala. If you can face the door, just invite someone in at this moment. Invite an energy, a friend, a loved one, someone that this Shabbat of all Shabbatot you would want to be with you now as we say Shabbat Shalom. Yam b'simcha u'v'tzohalam toch emunei am segula v'oichala Shabbat HaMalkah Ay, 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 elecha dodi Ay, la, la, nikras kala Ay, 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 b'nei Shabbat B'nei Shabbat nekamila Ay, la, 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 la Ay, la, 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 la Ay, ya la la la, ya la la, ya la la. ay ya na na na, ya na 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 na.
He just welcomed in our friends. Now we'll sing the song of Shabbat. Let's get the words in front of us. Heilige words, heilige people, operating the words. Mizmor shir, mizmor shir, leyom HaShabbat. Mizmor shir, mizmor shir, leyom HaShabbat. Tov l'adov l'Adonai, ולזמר לשמך עליון, להגיד בבוקר חסדך, ואמונתך בלילות. The whole wide world is waiting to sing a song of Shabbos.
Alehigayon bechinor, Yesim Achtaniya, Vevolech Maseh Echaranein.
Yishpar lo yada, Lam Adonai, ki ne'evecha Adonai, ki ne'evecha yovedu. Tzadik katamar Kerez balvanon iskeshetulim beveis Adonai b'chatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu od yenuvon b'seiva Teshenim v'rananim yiyu lehagid ki yashar Adonai tzuri v'lo avlata bo.
Pray for those who are in need of healing tonight, everyone. May they be strengthened, may they be fortified, may they be held in any place of pain and suffering in body and heart, mind and spirit. Anna Elna Fana la Haros la Nuam Siva Ozetis Chazek Hisnaf V'haisala Simchas Olam Anna Yanam Rifananam. We pray for Alan Dumaine, Alexander Gruel, Baruch Ben Miriam Pesha Bat Yitmamach, Bazalta Bat Etef Fego, David Schaefer, Devar Brandt, Farnush, Freddie Brown Carter, Fumaleh Bat Etler, Golda Rivka Bat Breina, Haravefeld Zwieben Levi Yaakov, Rabbi Yaakov Zwieben Liba, Jane Kiskadin Bechtel, Karen Berlin, Kelly Lane Sullivan, Kim Bardak, Lester Siegel, William Crown, Maurice Island, Shabella, Shabbat. May there be a speedy healing in body, heart, mind, and soul. Please join me, everyone, in saying Amen. So Shabbat is Milazog or for Kravo. Even though it's Shabbat, we still pray for healing because Shabbat itself, we're told in the tradition, Shabbat is a healing, and it is a healing to be together, to be with all of you here, to see all of you, even if we're still in our pixelated little boxes. And so, in a moment, just at a chance to say where you're from, and if there's anybody here for the first time, we would love to welcome you into our midst. I can just personally just go through. Each week it's a different, different Zoom room. But I'm looking, and I see names and faces, almost all of whom are people that I know and love. Meaning, let's say I love, but don't know. But just looking at, those of you who are here, at the end of the service, we're going to be spotlighting so many of you just to see your faces. But here we are, right? Some of you without your cameras on, maybe a little bit later, you will turn on the camera towards the end of the service. But just looking around, right? Who is here? Who's here with us at this moment? Take a moment just to maybe type in a name, or maybe if you're not here for the first time and you're not going to locate yourself geographically, maybe we would just find a word or two or a phrase for the person that is here today, tonight. Who is here in the room? Who are you tonight? Which self has arrived for this unique Shabbat, Parshat Vayera 2020, 5781, on the cusp of a historic moment in the history of our nation. So who's here tonight? Who has arrived? Jamie's here from Baltimore. Jamie being from Baltimore is like Brooklyn right now. So Baltimore, Brooklyn, Jamie in the house. Who is here? Me is here. Ana Luisa's here. Peace is here. Centered has showed up. More mom praying for her kids is here. Tsura Miriam. Penny from Chelsea. Shabbata. Alizaka. Cautiously optimistic is here. Music in the heart is here. Look at all the wonderful words and phrases that are here tonight. Boo Boo. Hi. Let's see who's here. I think Bear's here. My son Bear is here. Boo Boo. Hineni is here. Shimmy is here. Rebecca. Zooming in Port Said, Washington. Michelle from Great Neck is here. A baby Zoomer is here. One who is letting go is here. Elliot from the village is here. Hoping America survives is here. So many of you are here. Danny is here. This beautiful kaleidoscope of prayers and identities, all mixing together in the multiple colors and the shape of a word cloud, a prayer cloud, a dream cloud. And as it continues to populate here, and as we keep it open for those of you who are continuing to write in, as it were, and keep it open, but we're going to shift our screen from those who are here to how we can serve you and how we can hold you. we have a number of resources in our community that can hold you, each and every one of you, we hope, in some way, through our worship, our spirituality, our praying, and our learning, and our serving. So here in front of you on the page, where there were identities, there are now resources. And so you'll look into the first of those. Is tomorrow morning we'll have a 9 a.m., not p.m., 9 a.m. tomorrow morning will be our open book. So show up tomorrow morning for that. And then our services, as well as our family Shabbat, that's at 10:30 to 12. Throughout the week, Rabbi Mira Rivera and our clergy team will be offering morning minyan, morning services, teaching from Tuesday through Fridays. And this coming Monday night, we'll be commemorating Kristallnacht at 8:30 with an evening of remembrance. Also, look at these other resources, home hosting. Register by Sunday, November 8th. This coming Sunday is the last day for registration for next Friday night, a week from tonight's home hosting Shabbat experience. We'll be pairing you up in, I think, something like 17 or 18 homes have been opened for various guests to come in through the Zoom experience. So that's wonderful. Jeffrey, what else do we have for the community?
You may be interested to know that our fall lifelong learning classes are starting, and they're starting this Sunday. So we have classes, over a dozen classes starting both in the yeshiva and in the well. If you love Beit Midrash, it's coming back and it's starting, as well as a lot of other classes. So go to the website and you'll see what's happening if you want to learn a little bit more with Romemu. And then, of course, we continue one day a month, every Sunday, the first of the month, first of the Hebrew month. We have the opportunity for you to feed those in need around the Romemu Center in Manhattan. It's an amazing thing. Email Social Action and participate. We need more volunteers, so please do it. It's a great mitzvah. Of course, Romemu seekers, if you are a family with someone looking for a Hebrew school, join our program. It's all virtual right now, and you can join from anywhere in the world. So please do that. And last, I'd like to mention this week, there are several, unfortunately, a member of our community who passed away, as well as parents of dear members. So it's a mitzvah, both in the sense of a good deed and, of course, an obligation to support those in need by joining the Shiva Minions. They're listed here. You can go to our website, romemushulcloud.com, and get the links. Please support those of us in the community that are in mourning.
This is really great, Jeffrey. I want to point out how important this is, because we have often spoken in this community about what it is to be a part of a community, and especially at a time where over generations, what was seen as obligation in many, for many of our ancestors, what was considered chiyuv, obligation, became in many of the generations that we are now, right, the recipients of a legacy of pay to pray, that a shul is a place, as it were, where it's a kind of, you pay your dues like you're going to a club. But that's not really what a community is all about, right? A community is about showing up for one another. And there's no more important time to show up for people, even people that you might not know, than to show up for them during a Shiva. I know that my father once said to me, David, I'll never forget the people who were out of touch with me for years, but who showed up when Ali died, when my grandfather died. He never forgot one person who showed up. And that's a really vital piece of what it is to be a part of a community. So please, friends, this is really important. And I also want to tip my yarmulke also to Neely Weissman, who continues to hold down the Shmirah. This week for Devorah Stoll, who was a beloved member of many communities, and it was a unique in the Shema. She was a unique soul. And I went to sit Shmirah, and there was Neely holding the space for Devorah's neshama to make its transition. And so we thank you, Neely, and to the entire Chevra Kadisha and all of those who are sitting in Romemu in this very profoundly important moment. Of course, the last but not least announcement that we'll make to you before you can just turn it off and just bring it back to me, just to say, hi guys, we're making this shul as safe as it possibly can be. And that goes for, in person. There was an article in the Jerusalem Post that came out today where our executive director Jeffrey was interviewed about the lengths that Jeffrey made and our leadership made to make the Romemu sanctuary, physical sanctuary, as safe as possible. This past week was the yahrzeit of 2 years of Tree of Life in the Hebrew calendar on the 18th of Cheshvan, Mar Cheshvan. So in the Zoom universe, it's no different. We also need you to register and to be a part of this community to keep it safe. So we thank you for that. We thank you. Again, at the end of prayers tonight, we'll be inviting people to be spotlit, and if you are able to rise at this moment for the Baruch Hu, I invite you to rise. The hearts are very much connected to this moment of community here and in other circles of community. The hearts are in the profound humility of what community can do when they rise together. So please join me in the Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu es Adonai Ayin Adonai Hamevorach
Baruch Adonai Hamevorach Leolam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai Hamevorach Leolam Vaed. You may be seated, everyone.
Umaviraya, umevia laila, umadila ben yom, uvein laila, ya teva, shema. Tamidim loch aleinu leolam vaed brucha shchina hamariva haravim.
Friends, it's hard to enter the Shema when people are eating dinner. And I love that people are eating dinner in the middle of the services in a way. But it's hard. It's hard. If you're eating, I invite you to turn off your camera. Avat olam beit Yisrael amach ahavta. Torah mitzvot chokim u'mishpatim otanu limata. Alkein Eloheinu v'shochrenu. When we lie down and when we rise up, we remind ourselves to choose love. That will lengthen our days. We will learn Torah from our love. אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל. La 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 la. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Throughout time and space, your glory shines, majestic one. Throughout time and space, your glory shines, majestic one. V'yohavta es Adonai Elohecha, v'chol levavecha, v'chol nafshecha, v'chol miodecha. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך ובעשיך ובלכתך בדרך ובשכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לעוז על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכספתם על מזוזות בעשיך ובשעריך. We continue in the second paragraph. Vayam shemot yishmeu al mitzvosai asher anochi mitzaveschem hayom le'ahavas lo etchem avdo b'chol u'barach u'ma natati esi b'sadecha le'vendavach. When you look at the tzitziot, remember the way out is by gathering in. Adonai Elohechem Emes.
אני אדוני אשר הוצאתכם מארץ מצרים. Friends, we stand on the brink of the sea, on the banks of Yam Suf. The water ahead of us. Close your eyes if that's accessible to you. I invite you to. Hear the crashing of the waves. The impossibility of the miracle that would occur. Smell the salt in the air, taste it on your tongue. How sweet would it be? How sweet was it? How sweet is it to watch the seas part and move into freedom? But salt is bitter. And the memories of slavery, that trauma, the death of the Egyptians, all of those wounds we carried with us through the desert on the other side. It still hurt. 4 years ago, I discovered a poem that spoke to the hurt that I hurt. I discovered it again this week. Different heart space, but with resolve that it still rings true. Orson Shire writes, "They set my aunt's house on fire yesterday. I cried the way women on TV do, folding at the middle like a 5-pound note. I called the boy who used to love me, tried to okay my voice. I said, hello. He said, Warson, what's wrong? What's happened? I've been praying. And these are what my prayers look like. Dear God, I come from 2 countries. One is thirsty and the other is on fire. Both need water. Later that night, I held an atlas in my lap, ran my fingers across the whole world and whispered, where does it hurt? It answered, everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. So let us walk forward into freedom, but not forgetting the hurt. And let us be like Miriam, who carried water through the desert. And let us water the scorched land from sea to shining sea. Mi chamocha, Ba'elim Adonai,
Ba'elim Adonai,
Mi kamocha,
Mi kamocha,
Nedar b'kodesh,
Nedar b'kodesh,
Norah
Nora,
Tehilot,
Tehilot,
Oseh,
Oseh,
Feleh,
Feleh,
Malchusecha,
V'alechusecha,
Kauvanecha,
Da'uvanecha,
Okei Ayam,
Okeyayam,
Lifnei Moshe u'Miriam,
Lifnei Moshe u'Miriam,
Zeili,
Ze'eli,
Anu ve'ameru,
Anu ve'omeru,
Adonai imloch,
Adonai Yimloch,
Oilei olam va'ed,
Le'olam va'ed.
V'ne'emar ki fada Adonai et Yaakov, Ugoalo miyad chazak mimenu. Baruch atah Adonai Gal Yisrael.
Amen. If we can make this a little bit bigger, I'd invite everybody to read this with me out loud wherever you are. Lay us down in peace, author of the stars. Raise us up to life, ground of our being. Spread over us the sukkah, the shelter of your peace. Give us counsel, help us repair our lives. Rescue us so we may live in your name in us. Defend us. Keep the night terrors away, hatred and violence, hunger and disease. Keep the demons away, fears for our past and our future. Hold us in the shadow of your wings, our guardian, our protector, our gracious and merciful one. Guard our comings and our goings for life's sake, for the sake of peace at this moment and forever. Spread over us the sukkah, the shelter of your peace. Ufros aleinu sukkat, sukkat, shelomecha, ufros aleinu sukkat, sukkat, shelomecha, shalom, shalom. Chant that word with me. Shalom, shalom. May there be peace. May there be peace in all the places that there are fires and thirsts. May there be peace. May there be peace. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Baruch atah Adonai, haporet sukat shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'al Yerushalayim. Please rise if you are able for Chatzi Kaddish. I'm sorry, Vishamru. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael es ha-Shabbat la'asos es ha-Shabbat v'dorosam beris v'lam b'nei b'nei Yisrael os yilei olam kishes yami asana es ha-Shamayim es haaretz u'ayom asher Shavas Rayin Nafash. Now Chatzi Kaddish.
Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah. Yamad yivrach yirtei v'yamlich malchusei b'chayeichon uvyomeichon uv'chayei l'chol Beit Yisrael b'gala v'zman kariv v'yimeru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach
Yisbarach, Yishtabach, Yisbar, Yisromam, Yisnatzei, Yisnadar, Yisaler, Yisalal, Shemei de Kodisha, Ela mine kol birchasa, Meshin asa, Tush bechasa menechem asa, Damirane ve'olma v'yimeru.
Amen.
We invite all of you into Amidah, standing or seated prayers. A moment of prayer, either the words of the tradition that are on the screen or your own private reflections as you receive Shabbat tonight. And we'll return in 3 minutes. Oh, 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 oh. We will be with you and see your journey home. You know, friends, it's been a pretty remarkable 4 years. I remember vividly the cadence and the syncopation between our sacred literature, our sacred text, and life as we knew it. The veils and the valencies of how reality around us and the biblical stories that we have read as a people for millennia, how they were in lockstep, right? Over many Shabbatot, over many moments over the last 4 years. I remember November 11th, 2016. That Shabbat in 2016 was Parshat Lech Lecha, chapter 12 of the book of Genesis, where there was a call, the first of the 10 tests, as it were, of Abraham, of Avraham, who was called to leave what he knew, to leave his land, his birthplace, and to go on a journey. And oh, what a journey that Shabbat began for this country, for this nation, for this community, and for many communities. A roller coaster of tears and incredulity, of disbelief that with each and every passing week defied our abilities to conjure and to imagine how things could continue to devolve and devolve further and further from what we thought or knew was sane. Can it really be happening? Can it really be happening? And so here we are. As Maya so beautifully put, we are on the brink. We are on the brink of a historic moment. And so I look to the Torah again to see if the Torah, if she has some wisdom for us tonight, some story that we might resonate with, some place where the Torah says, oh yeah, us too. We were there before, right? This week's Torah reading, Parshat Vayera, and appeared to Avram. What appears to Avram is a pretty remarkable chapters, 4 chapters of Torah that will bring us, of course, the angels who give Avram and his wife Sarai the news that they will have a child. And while they're there telling him that good news, that gospel, they will also tell him about a little something that's going to happen in the city of Sodom and Amorah. The story of the nephew of Avram who was in the city of Sodom and Amorah, and the fighting that takes place between God and Avram, as Avram calls God, as it were. We'll come back to that in a moment. But that Avram, right, is then the Avram who later on in tomorrow morning's reading, which is so full of different narratives, will also bring us to the story of the banishment of Ishmael in chapter 21. And will end, the parsha tomorrow morning will end with the most famous story in the Bible, possibly the Akedah. God appears to Avram and says to him, take your son, your only son, the one whom you love, Isaac, and bring him up to the mountain, a mountain that I will show you, and offer him there as a sacrifice. And Avram does, and the poignancy, right? Avram does what God asks of him, and he arrives at the moment of sacrifice. And these words come from heaven to stay his execution. Vayikra elav malach Adonai min hashamayim. And an angel of God called out, Vaikra. It's a very strong, Vaikra is not like any other word that says and spoke. It's a cry. It's a cri de coeur. It's a scream. It's a proclamation. A voice. A herald said to Avraham, Avraham, Avraham. Abraham, Abraham. Vayomer hineni. And Abraham responds, here I am. This repetition of Avram's name, this Avraham, Avraham, is in direct contrast to the beginning of chapter 22, where God calls to Avram not twice, but once. Abraham, and Abraham says yes. But here at this moment, as he's about to, the knife that he's lifted above his head is about to come down. The knife that he has lifted above his head is about to come down. And a voice comes from heaven and says, Avram, Avraham, Abraham, Abraham. This duplication of Abraham's name signals the Mefarshim, the commentaries, to ask why the significance, why the repetition. Ibn Ezra, the great medieval exegete in Spain, writes, Lashon, Chipazon. It was a hurried Avraham. It was a rushed voice of the angel saying, Avram, 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 Avram. Other Mefarshim, other commentaries, the Ketava Kabbalah, later commentary says, Haita nafsho dvuka ba'avat ratzon kono. It wasn't a hurried moment because of the urgency that he had to quickly say it, but rather Abraham was so asleep at the wheel. He was so, well, he would say differently, he was so devoted, he was as if blinded by his love and passion to fulfill God's will. He was in a stupor. He needed someone to say, Avram, Avram, to yell him out of his sleep, to yell him out of as blind obedience, his blind devotion. Avraham was a wake-up call. That's the general vein of the repetition of Avram's name. And I would like to offer another one, and it comes back to chapter 19. And in order to understand it, I just want to say very briefly that the great modern Orthodox rabbi, Yosef Ber Soloveitchik, when he came to Genesis 1 and Genesis 2, two decidedly different creation narratives, wrote that there were two Adams, Adam 1 and Adam 2. He used it as a typology. And we don't even need that when we read chapter 19 and compare it to chapter 22 of the book of Genesis. It's not that there's Adam 1 and Adam 2, there is Avram 1 and Avram 2. Avram 1 is in chapter 19, the one who rails against the power, the greatest imaginable power, God, who says, I'm about to wipe out the city. And Avram says, wait a second, won't you save it for, and starts to list. And with each moment, as Avram challenges the greatest authority imaginable, he actually calls God to God's own greater self. He says, Hashofet kol haaretz lo yaseh mishpat. Will not the greatest judge of the earth, the one who is the definition of justice, not act justly? But that Avraham is noticeably absent, isn't he? In chapter 22. Where has that Avraham gone? Where has the Avram of chapter 19, the Avram who is the Rodef Shalom, the one who is seeking peace and seeking justice, the one who speaks truth to power, the one who is the chosen one, the one who was to lead the world towards a new vision. Where is that Avram in chapter 22? Somehow Avram has lost his way. Somehow Avram has been seduced by something, by some demonic force, by some dibuk, by some craziness, by something in him, so that by the time the angel arrives, he screams, Avram. You, Avram, now asleep. Can you forget the Avram back in chapter 19? The one who knew truth. The one who had the courage and the spine to stand up even to the most powerful imaginable force. You, Avram, are better than this, says the angel. Avram. America. 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 2 countries. Divided. More people have voted for the chapter 19 character than has ever voted for any candidate in American history. And more people have voted also for the arsonist in chief, than the one who would burn down the country and take everything with him. We are a nation divided. And as Maya said so powerfully, no matter what happens here, just like in the story of the Akedah, there is trauma, there is pain, there is scorched earth, there is woundedness. And even as the Israelites sang the song of the sea, they knew that pain was everywhere. More people have COVID and are contracting COVID in these last couple of days than they have since the beginning of the virus. Everywhere we look, there is a sense of both the possibility of an awakened Avraham, an awakened America, but also the recognition that there has been, for these past 4 years, a sleep. There has been a stupor. There has been a kind of collective crazy that has wreaked havoc with our civic discourse, wreaked havoc with our trust and faith in one another, that has wreaked havoc with that which we were meant to become, but had not yet fully realized. We had not yet become the America that we could be. And so today I feel so powerfully that we are on the verge of waking up. That in some profound way, there is an angel that has stayed the hand. And the angels are those who have marched and protested, and those who went to the right, who mailed in and who watched over and who accompanied heroes whose grace has reminded us of America One, in spite of, as it were, America Two, We still have to come to terms with all of that, don't we? The work is still ahead of us, isn't it? But the greater possibility is that from these pluribus of Americas, there might be America. That from these pluribi of Avrams, there might be an Avraham. That we might not need any longer angels to come running to stay the hand of our own mad race towards something. Who better than, than the great Ray Charles, right? Who took a song written by Catherine Lee Bates, right, on a trip to Pikes Peak in 1893. She wrote a poem called America the Beautiful. It appeared for the first time on July 4th, 1895. But then, when Ray Charles, when he performed it, he skipped over the first 2 stanzas and went directly to the third one that read, "Oh, beautiful for heroes proved in liberating strife, who more than self, their country love, and mercy more than life. America, America, may God thy gold refine, till all success be nobleness, and every gain divine." grateful for heroes proved in liberating strife. Who more than self their country loved, and mercy more than life. America, America, make God thy gold refined, till all success be nobleness, and ever again divine. And you know, when I was in school, we used to sing it something like this. Listen here. Oh, beautiful, far spacious skies, far amber waves of grain, far purple mountain majesties, over the fruited plain. But now wait a minute, I'm talking about America, sweet America. You know, God done shed his grace on thee. He crowned thy good. Yes, he did. Heavy brotherhood from sea to shining sea. You know, I wish I had somebody to help me sing this. America, I love you, America. You see, my God, he done shed his face on thee. And you ought to love him for it, because he crowned my good. He told me he would. Every brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. I thank you, Lord.
America, America, please, God, shed your grace on we and everyone who dwells everywhere on the earth, and crown thy good with siblinghood from sea to shining sea. America, America, let's get now to work. Let's join our hands in the work ahead. Let's water this landscape with love.
Please rise if you're able, 'cause one day, one day, one day, one day, one day, we will all sing together. One day, 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 v'nemar, v'chaya Adonai, למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא. On that day, yeah, Adonai Echad, Ushemo, 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 Echad. Tonight we stand for Aaron Kintu Moses, Anne-Marie Zangara Zati Munajat, Arthur Adler, Arthur Siegel and Bear Grushkin, Benjamin Wolf Tolushkin, Cecilia Romo, Charlie Dixon, Daisy Menkes Klein. We stand tonight for David Rothstein and David Silverstein and Dr. Norman Crane. We stand tonight for Devorah Stoll, Elizabeth Dubis, Michael Baldridge, Evelyn Goodman, Chaya Brocha. We stand for Felix Austin and Gabriel Gottlieb, for Gerald Bregman and Gilda Koppelman-Rieger, for Rav Adin Even Israel Steinzelt and Harriet Bloom, my dear Aunt Harriet Ingber. For Helene Ailon and for Ido Sheffi, for Jason Andrew Brodsky and for Seymour Brodsky, for Jay Goldstein and John Lewis, for Lee Brox, for Marianne Goldstick and Mark Evan Beitman and Mary Armstrong Memes, for Myrna Feldman and Norman Crane and Rabbi David Cooper and Rabbi Dr. Henry Dicker, Rafael Rios Gallardo, Rebecca Pat Cohen and Reverend Robert Grates, for Ruti Lev and for Sam Torgin and Sandra Balsam, for Sarah Mindel, Bat Avram Abba, Miriam Pesha, and Seth Lasnow, for Shirley Siegel and Solomon Marenberg, for Stuart Fred Feit and Susan Wallachy-Ansky, for Vera Goldman and Mickey Levin and Maya Offitzer, for Sarah Bela Bat Chaya Yaakov and Cyril Chait, for Kim Wetzel and Irene Weiss-Miller and Tav Sparks, for Natasha Dawn Henderson and Paul Kagan, for Basia Bat Eliezer Vizissel and Kimberly Hall, for Regina Kopota Rosenblum and Lee Sharkey, Jerome Philip Magdovitz, for Yoshua ben Menachem Vifreda and Sandra Cohen, Yvette Scharfman, and for all of those who are being remembered in your hearts and wherever they're being a part of this community, we lift them up as we rise for them, if it is your custom, to stand with those who are reciting the Kaddish. Yiskadal v'yiskadash Shmei Rabbah.
Amen.
V'alma diverachi rusei. V'yamlich malchusei b'chayichon u'v'yameichon u'v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael. V'agala v'zman kori v'imru Amen. V'hei Shmei Rabbah mivarach. Elam u'yamei elmaya yitbarach. V'yishtabach v'yitbar v'yitroma v'yitnasei. V'yitadar v'yitala v'yitala Shmei dekudsha b'richu. Ve'ilah min kol birchata v'shira tatush birchata v'nechemata da'amiran be'oma v'imiru.
Amen.
Yehi shlom Rabbah min Shemaya, may there be great peace. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imiru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'imrumav v'yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imiru. Amen. May the memory be a blessing tonight. Good Shabbos, everybody.
Good Shabbos. Good Shabbos. Good Shabbos.
Into this cup of blessing, everyone. As we turn, to recognize so many of these beautiful people that are here. But into this cup of blessing, actually, I'm pouring. I don't know what you have in your hand. I'm pouring a little wine. Maybe if you're James Carville, you can whip out some of that hooch that he was saying was $1,000 a bottle or something like that. But put into your cup of your grape juice here. And just want to thank this remarkable davening team tonight. It's not just you, Maya, of course, but thank you to Maya Zinkow for her beautiful davening, her words. You channeled something very beautiful. I asked you, Maya, what was in your heart, because I feel like, that the Gemara says, I know people know this, but in the Talmud, there's often a rabbi will be walking on around, and will see a child and say, Psok li psuk, tell me what's in your heart, your verse, the verse that you're learning, and that would be a window into heaven. And it's like that with you, Maya, with your heart. It's like, what are you thinking on, and what's moving through you, what poetry, and it's always moving and touching. So thank you for bringing that tonight. And also, I don't know if we can get some people on screen or behind the scene. Where's Rebecca? There's Justin. There's Justin. Where is Aliza Rivka? There's Rebecca Feldman. These are the people behind the scenes together with our amazing Jeffrey Kahn, our executive director. So this is the team tonight. This group of 6 of us together holding the space, and to the entire Romemu team and to all of you tonight into this cup of blessing. Thanks for. We have a long road ahead, but at least the last couple of days have been a step forward towards the restoration of sanity and towards healing and empowerment and a return to a United States, potentially, hopefully. It's my prayer. I know it's your prayer too. So into this cup of blessing, to hear B'sarot Tovot, good news soon. Vayer vayevoker, Yom HaShishi vayichulu v'ashamayim v'atzvichot v'am, vayichal Elohim v'yom hashvi melachto asher asa, vayishbos v'yom hashvi mikol melachto asher asa, vayivarech Elohim es yom HaShivi vayikadesh oso. Shalom to Emet and Ahava, to David, to Mahip and Lena. Kivo Shavas, Mikol Melachto, Asher Elohim Laso Savrich. My friends, lift up your cup, raise it high, raise it strong, fill it with love, fill it with blessing, fill it with hope. Fill it with America, America, the possibility, the aspirational hope of becoming as humans what we might become. Right? Beautiful, beautiful. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodshו b'ahava u'b'ratzon hinchilanu. Zikaron l'maaseh v'reishis ki hu yom tichila l'mikra'ei kodesh zecher l'yetzias Mitzrayim. Kivanu v'charta v'yosanu kidashta im kol hamim v'shabbat kodshecha b'ahava v'ratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh HaShabbat.
Amen, 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 amen.
Wow. I need Maya. Where's Maya? I need Maya's voice.
I'm here. I'm here.
God has shed His grace on thee, crown Agun with siblinghood.
From sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful.
For spacious skies, we send you off, everyone, into Shabbat of blessing, of love, of connection, of hope rekindled, of a reminder of the 2 Avrahams that each of us carry within us, and to heal that, and outside in the world, to find a way to parch the thirst and the fires. God bless each and every one of you with a Shabbat and the creation of a sanctuary. Let's see some people. Let's look around. I want to see Pnei Shabbat. Faces, faces. Faces, everyone. Faces. No, we need sanctuary. Where's the thing? Shabbos, everybody. Good Shabbos. Good Shabbos. Good Shabbos. That's beautiful. There we go. Shabbos, everybody. Alyssa, Melinda, Barbara, Adele, Tal Siegel, Shabbos, Valerie, and Jill. To the Suvals, to Shelly, to Sinai, to Joe and Ronnie, to Renee, Sanity, Renee. Hey, Mary. Good to see you guys. Where's Rachel, Abby, Lars, Tana K, Dan, good Shabbos, Claire. Good Shabbos, Brian. Shabbos, brother Neil. Shabbat Shalom to friends on West End. You know who you are. Yeah, I'm looking at you guys. Hi. Hi, Steve. Pat. Hi. Good Shabbos. Sing with the Lord, be a sanctuary. Shabbos, Amy and Judy. Shabbat Shalom, my beloved Arnie. Give you a kiss, brother. Love you. Hey, Rich, Arloff, there you go. Shabbos, brother. Iva. Elaine, good Shabbos. There's Lori and Stu, good Shabbos. Dan and Lisa, good Shabbos. Shabbos, Leslie, and thank you for the heads up. 999. Shabbos to Jen and Beverly and Linda. Shabbat Shalom, friends. Shabbat Shalom, Ben. Daikin. Rebecca Schweiger. Wow, Rebecca Schweiger, artist. To Marsha and Steve. Shabbos. To our holy Eden City pastor. To Karen. To Karin. Maybe it's to Karin. Yeah. Just saying it's okay. Nancy. And Kim Schneiderman. Sharon Buckman. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.